Here we are, guys. Made it to Manila. Had a couple hang-ups here and there. Canceled flight first time due to weather in San Francisco, so couldn't fly into San Fran. I would have missed my connections, so stayed in Arizona an extra 2 days before I could get one out, and got out 2 days late, like I said, but I made it here, guys. So I'm in my shoebox for the next 30 days while I look for a suitable apartment to rent. One with enough living space, the amenities that I'm looking for, as well as the important thing, room to set up some gaming tables, right? But hey, I made it out here with two large pieces of luggage, my carry-on, my work bag, as well as these two boxes. These two boxes right here are going to be the topic of tonight's video, and just going to tell you about what I brought, how I packed it, my thought process behind the whole packing experience, my testing, my test packs, packing, unpacking, trying to come up with the most efficient way to get the most stuff over here. I do have to take another trip back to the U.S. In a couple months. I'm going to be picking up some more things, as well as my cat. So yeah, looking forward to that, getting her out here. But yeah, let's not waste any more time. Let's take a look inside these boxes here, and we'll talk about so here they are. I've already kind of opened that one because my bag tag was kind of visible with my address, just like I have the book cover in that one. But here we are. The packing process, we'll start with the outside and work our way in. You can see basically this one's, like I said, I've already cracked it. This one specifically right here was the one I was worried about. You can see it has the TSA inspected sticker on it. They did open it up in the US before they loaded it on the plane to Phoenix, actually. So they searched it on domestic flights. This one they did not open up. This one is mainly just cased and boxed painted miniatures with some other stuff in it. This one was the one I was worried about. It is all of my trees, bushes, things like that for the wargaming table, as well as all of my speed paints. I did try and clearly mark them on the outside right here. This was over the saran wrap that I put in, just because I didn't want people to be able to see what was there. But if TSA or the Philippines Customs was going to open it, as soon as they tore the plastic wrapping off, they would see the packing list underneath that blank label, and they would know what's in it. So I clearly marked, water-based art materials, synthetic architectural trees, fake bushes, etc. So they kind of knew what they were looking for if they had to crack it open. My big worry about this one was landing in Manila, loading up all of my luggage on two carts, pushing these carts all around the airport, getting them to customs, and then having the customs officer scan them and want me to crack this one open right there in the middle of customs and go through everything. I brought extra rolls of duct tape in my bag in case I had to repackage it up on the customs floor. They didn't even look twice, man. He didn't even look at the boxes. He just looked me in the face and waved me on through. Didn't even question what was in these boxes. So not sure if there's coordination between the two agencies there overseas, or if they saw the TSA inspection sticker or what. I have no clue, but they just decided that it was not worth the time to even look at these boxes. So amen, hallelujah, got through customs and immigration no problem, without having to hassle break that open. But without further ado, let's crack open this first box right here. I've already broken the seals on them, so all we got to do is open those flaps. We'll take a look at how I packed them, but we'll start first with the outside here. Basically what I did is packed them up, and we'll talk about the internal packings as well in the support system that I did. But on the exterior, basically just regular packaging tape along all seams, all edges, all corners. Then I supported around two strips, two strips, two strips, two strips, each side, each way, two strips. And then I went ahead and started using heavy-duty packaging tape to kind of go over the edges and everything again. So they're multi-layered on the edges, corner seams, etc. And then I wrapped them in shrink wrap stretch wrap, and then I put more tape, both regular packing tape and the heavy duty packing tape over that, and seemed to hold up really well, guys. It's just not the exterior though, it's also the interior, how tight they were packed, leaving absolutely no room, and other support systems as well that I just kind of came up with on the fly. So we'll open this up and see how things arrive. Now I have not opened this up. This is as much as I've opened it to this point. I have not looked in here, so everything in here from this point on is going to be new to me. So I did, cover it with this to kind of give it another extra foundation. But you can see here, let's see. So yeah, it looks like, so far it looks like everything's fine, but this isn't the stuff that I'm worried about. I'm worried about the trees, and the trees are underneath here, as well as my unpainted miniatures are in this box as well. So we're going to dig deeper into this, but I do want to talk about what I did here. So I think in my previous video I mentioned that I wasn't bringing any boxed games, only miniatures, etc., and that I was going to worry about the boxed games later. I did manage to fit in some of the Marvel Zombies kits that I'm going to paint. I didn't bring the games themselves, the tiles, the books, etc. I basically just, oh, the miniatures are somewhere in there. I hope they didn't steal my Marvel Zombies miniatures. We'll take a look in there in just a minute. But anyway, guys, I did manage to bring a box game. It's actually, I brought it in this carry-on bag. And you can see there it's Apache Thunderbolt leader that I brought, but actually I condensed about 4 DBG games, I think, into this. So all the playing boards, the instruction books, etc. for Apache Thunderbolt leader, Spruance leader, Tiger leader, and Sherman leader are all in that box. Whatever I couldn't fit in that box, including the tiles and the chits, are in this box. So, I'm kind of hesitant, guys, to unpack this all the way here, because I'm going to have to back it back up when I find an apartment to rent here. But I am going to stop the video. I'm going to take a little bit of this stuff out. We'll take a look into it. I will open this one up and we will go through this one, because this one's simple. This one's just pretty much cases of painted miniatures. A lot less clutter, a lot less puzzle work than this one was. This one was interesting. So, but we'll kind of go through the top of the contents here. Like I already commented on DVG tiles and the Marvel Zombies. I do got some Litco magnet bases in here to finish up some basing systems. I did shove a few books in this one out of my carry-on bag because my carry-on bag was excessively heavy. So yeah, I'll be taking a look through there. However, I still am a little concerned. There they are. Now I'm not concerned. Okay, those are my Marvel Zombie miniatures that I knew were right there on top, and I didn't see them. So thankfully it looks like TSA didn't help themselves with anything. Oh, look here. Notice of baggage inspection. This is new. Just saw this one, guys. I just realized the camera wasn't fully on that box. So, notice of bag inspection. To protect you and your fellow passengers, the Transportation Security Administration is required by law to inspect all checked baggage as part of its process. Some bags are opened and physically inspected. Your bag was among those selected for physical inspection. During the inspection, your bag and its contents may have been searched for prohibited items. At the completion of the inspection, the contents were returned to your bag. If the TSA security officer was unable to open your bag for inspection because it was locked, the officer may have been forced to break the lock. So nothing specific on what they searched. It's just kind of a general notice. They searched the bag, of course. But so this is kind of worrisome because these are painted miniatures in here. I forgot I do have a couple boxes of painted miniatures in here. And oh, I have another box of painted miniatures in here, but that one seemed to make it okay. Those are actually my Warhammer Fantasy Battle Orcs and Goblins. We're going to go through these boxes in depth later, and I'll tell you about the experience of the year-long experience of packing my painted miniatures. This is not correct. This is not what this is. Star Wars Imperial Assault Western Pulp and painted. I believe this is painted large, my large Warhammer Fantasy Battle creatures. Some extra 3D painted bases that I was desperately printing before my flight out. My printers never stopped until about 2 hours before my flight left, and then I cleaned up both my PLA printer and my resin printer and dropped them off in my storage, and that was that. But both of those printers were running non-stop for about, well, my printers have been running non-stop for years, but they were running extra hard for about 4 months leading up to this trip, just spitting things out as much as I could, priming and storing. I have a tremendous amount of unpainted miniatures in this box that are you know, primed, cut, trimmed, everything. They're ready to just put on the table and start painting. I don't want to deal with 3D printing here. I don't want to deal with any of the, you know, the miscellaneous hobby duties required to game. I just wanted to be able to get here, paint, and paint what I needed to paint, and have what I've already painted, and get the gaming. So I'm gonna put this stuff back in. I'm gonna make another video once I find an apartment. We'll go through this box in detail, and I'll talk about it, because like I said, it's a pretty big puzzle piece. I don't want to continue tearing a whole lot of things out of here, because I am not going to be here longer than 30 days. But yeah, so this box, guys, we're going to take a look inside this one now. I'm going to flop this stuff back in here. Alright guys, so here is box number 2, and this is largely just painted miniatures. There is some other stuff in here. To tell you the truth, I can't remember. Actually, that blue tub is some of my hobby tools. I do know that, because I moved it from this box to that one. I had to move about 12 pounds to move 3 pounds from this box to that box at one point, and that was part of that puzzle. But yeah, this is largely painted miniatures in here. I took a lot of weird steps. Anything where I could fit extra padding or cushioning, I did. That's what these black cubes are, just to compress things as much as possible, take up as much space, leave zero empty space in these boxes, or as close to zero as possible. So these little black cubes came out of the miniature cases. I'll show you those. Some of these I cut in strips lengthwise and used like this. These are sticky on one side, just peel that tape, stick them right on, boom, extra padding. And also utilize a lot of those in the miniature cases themselves to hold the miniatures in place, not allow them to shake around. But let's dig into this box a little bit. You can see I saved things that I saved any form of good quality packing material that arrived to me over the past year. I saved and utilized those, but yeah, that's where the styrofoam came from, and some of this plastic stuff. But these are hobby materials, just paint brushes, tweezers, markers, etc. Those on lids, those are not on containers, those are just the lids. I use those as paint pellets. They work excellent for speed paints. All you gotta do is bend them a little bit and the speed paint comes right off, and it's a fresh palette right away. You know what? This is the tree box. They inspected the miniature box. This is the tree box. Because these are my unpainted miniatures. The trees are right there. I have some extra terrain in here. These are actually, I don't remember if these are the DVG cards or my Warhammer Quest cards. These are my DVG cards. My Warhammer Quest cards are must be in this box. There's 2 boxes of cards for my Warhammer Quest set. But, yeah, you can see there's a miniature case right here. You know what, let's pull that out, because it's easy to get to this one. It's going to be more complicated to get to the ones in there at this point, although I was assuming it was going to be the other way around. I'm going to set this down for 1 minute, guys. I don't know if the, let's get that camera on there. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. All right, is it going to come out without ripping anything? There it is. All right. This is not actually not the ideal box to show you, because this is actually only a partially packed miniature box, but it still has some stuff that I can show you, give you kind of a good example of what I did here. So basically, boom, 3 zombies, stuff them in there, ain't going nowhere. Let's take a look down here. What do we got down here? This is obviously the vampire counts box. Zombies looks like. So yeah, this is the one miniature box that I packed that includes unpainted miniatures in it. Just because my unpainted miniatures box, which is there's a lot of miniatures in there, it's full to the brim. There wasn't any room for the vampire counts, and they are on the list to do ASAP. So anyway, guys, I will, once I get an apartment here shortly, get this stuff moved over, I will fully unpack these boxes on videos, show you guys what I brought, and we'll go from there. But anyway, guys, thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching this. If you're interested in it, feel free to leave a comment if you did the same thing, or if you're going to do the same thing. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask. But I look forward to playing some games, guys. Take it easy.